All right, so today we'll be reacting to the female red flag tier list, and we're gonna see which ones we agree with, see if we agree with the placement, and which ones we may have. Let's get into it.
Or maybe should we just do our own?
We can just watch this.
We'll watch it. We'll watch it.
We can do our own video.
For
We'll
another
see how
tier
close
list
he
video,
is.
guys. Today I'm going to be ranking every single female red flag on a scale from yellow flag, which is like the lowest, and if you're wondering why there's no green flag, it's because nothing on this list is a green flag. At best, it's going to be a yellow flag, meaning neutral. On top of that, we have
Move it top left,
I mean, top right.
top right.
Start over. Yep. The intro again.
Nah, it's not necessary.
It's time for another tier list video, guys. Today I'm going to be ranking every single female red flag on a scale from yellow flag, which is like the lowest, and if you're wondering why there's no green flag, it's because nothing on this list is a green flag. At best, it's going to be a yellow flag, meaning neutral. On top of that, we have orange flag, which means we're approaching red flag territory, but you know, I'll let it slide, okay? I'm going to let things in this category slide. Red flag, be careful. Now we're starting to get a little bit risky. Major red flag, meaning stay the fuck away from this girl at all cost. And then the final boss, we have communist flag. This is a dangerous trait that a woman can have. It's never going to end well if she has any of these characteristics. I hate to break it to you. You might as well quit while you're ahead. Now, you guys seem to be loving these tier lists, and I have a couple more ideas that I'm going to be releasing over the next few weeks. So thank you guys for the support. I believe the channel got around like 55,000 views in the last month, which is around 55,000 more than I got last month. Now, before I start the video real quick, I want to say I've been noticing a lot of black pillars in my comment section lately, and I'm going to reply to looks and height by every single bitch you come across quantity, because I want you to capture her heart and soul, every single one of them. And I hate to break it to you, but even if you look like this, you can still turn. Don't pay attention keeping women and making them obsessed and then superficial things like your looks and height. But I know there's going to be black guys who's committing all of these red flags. I don't care. This is just if we have no interest. Because if a girl was high interest, giving you signals of time, because why would you put in so much effort into doing that? But I would rather have a heart are horrible for your self-esteem. And why? I'm going to put this at red flag. Want means is that she doesn't like you as much as you want her to. So why would you date somebody who doesn't want you that much? That's up to you to decide. If you want to raise her interest level, I'm gonna put this at red flag. Next up, plays hard to get. This is also a red flag for the same reason. If a girl,
This nigga going quick now. So mixed signals and plays hard to get. Just regular red flag. Do y'all agree?
Plays hard to get.
This maybe just fair just red flag.
Yeah, it's a fair red flag, but I can see
Maybe if it continues into the shit, but if it's like off gate,
I can see these being orange. But if it continues, yeah.
plays hard to get, it just means that her interest in you is not high enough. Don't think of interest like an on and off switch. Think of interest like a spectrum. And the guys who have the least experience with women struggle with this, because if you're somebody who's experienced high interest with women, your standard is going to be very high for what you accept. But if you're a guy who has no clue what high interest or low interest looks like, you're going to think that these games are normal. So if a woman plays hard to get, make that decision a regret. Next up, we have phone addict, and I'm just going to immediately put this at major red flag, because bro, there are so many situations.
Phone addict.
What's subjective? Like how much phone?
Because
really,
because that can be linked to like social media use too. Then their social media addict.
the worst of it. What I'm thinking is, of course, stay away.
Yeah.
But it's like if it depends on what he means by phone addict. But what I'm
I'm
thinking is stay away.
assuming he's thinking the same thing. Which is would he stay away? The TikTok obsession, posting a session, liking shit, talking about internet shit all the time.
Girl, and this bitch cannot stop looking at her phone. Like, we'll be having dinner, I'll be asking her questions. Oh, sorry, notification, Snapchat, Instagram. Bitch, I'm right in front of you. What the fuck are you doing? Like, this is so annoying to a lot of guys, because it's honestly just disrespectful. Like, let's be real, that shit is disrespectful. But some women literally can't help it, because they're so addicted and their dopamine receptors are so fried. They need to look at their phones, they need to check, they need the attention. Don't mess with these chicks, guys. Trust me, you're never going to have a present, fulfilling conversation with her. You're never going to be happy happy in her presence. You're just gonna feel like she exists and she's just there with you. Next up, too passive. Now, it is in female nature to be passive, right? The masculine is active. You're the one who makes the decisions. You're the one who takes the actions. The woman is passive. She just sits there and receives and looks pretty. However, if she's not doing any pursuing at all, if she's being way too passive, if she thinks that she can just sit there and get all the attention from you, get all the investment from you, get everything without putting any effort in, this is a horrible mindset. You're not going to feel fulfilled in your relationship because, be honest, bro, as a guy, you kind of want to feel chased and wanted as well. It's unfair for you to make her feel chased and wanted. And I actually have a story about how passive some girls can really be. So when I was younger, I was experimenting with something called subliminal messages, which is basically audio that has law of attraction and long hair, and listen to affirmations about making rather sit there listening to sing out and texting him first. Someone gonna girls, you're not gonna feel fulfilled.
Passive red flag. When he explained it, I could see how that could be a red flag.
Yeah, I feel like regularly, it would be like red flag, but for me, it would be like stay away. There's two passwords. I would just stay away from shit like that.
Stay away.
They gotta be displaying some type of interest.
They have to.
Consistently.
Always gonna feel scammed, like you're always doing everything. Next up, insecure. I'm going to put this at yellow flag because pretty much every woman is
insecure.
I'm putting that orange.
Yeah, I feel like that's orange.
Orange is, most girls are.
Yeah, to some degree.
So I'll put orange.
It's just when it gets extreme and they would seek validation to counter their insecurity. That's when it would get really bad. But just baseline insecurity is not just the worst.
Insecure about something, right? A lot of them are insecure about their looks. That's why they wear a lot of makeup. Some of them are insecure about their bodies. It's not really like a deal breaker in terms of red flags. But at the same time, you have to be careful with these girls because if you're like a good looking, attractive guy and you have a lot of status and like you're successful in the superficial sense, she's going to be so intimidated by you. If she's a very insecure girl, she's actually not going to entertain you as much because she's going to get competition anxiety because she's going to think all the other girls are chasing this guy. I don't want to even join the competition. I don't even want to compete because they're scared of being rejected and they have fragile egos. Next up, too many guy friends. This is a communist flag, probably the biggest one on this list. She's always surrounded by men. This just means that she seeks a lot of male validation and attention and she can't live without it. And your validation and attention as the boyfriend or as the lover is never going to be enough. That's why she has a lot of guy friends. Another reason is because she also wants a lot of backup options because women don't just commit to a guy and throw away all of their options. They're going to keep backups just in case. That's still danger. It's just the guy who's next in line. That's why we as men instinctually hate guy friends because we understand what they really represent. And some women are so delusional that they'll tell themselves, no, this guy's not trying to sleep with me. This guy's not trying to smash me. Bitch, you know what he's trying to do. You know he's trying to sleep with you. Okay, stop acting stupid. And every time a girl
run a case study and see your
results. He's just a friend, don't worry. Like, he would never do anything with
niggas just smash
it. Tell them, okay, call him, pretend to be horny and see what he does. And they never do it because they also subconsciously understand that these guy friends want to fuck them. I'm yapping too much, but the point I'm trying to make is if a girl has guy friends, it's never on the guy's terms. It's always on the woman's terms. But unfortunately, in this modern day, every woman has guy friends. So we're in a pretty sad situation. Now we have the pick me girl, and this girl is just the type of girl who acts different from all the other girls. I'm different, I'm special, I have different hobbies and tendencies and shit. I'm gonna put this at orange flag. Usually these kinds of girls are actually...
These are the type of girls other bitches hate, but niggas, they would like something like this.
Well, how he said it, he was like, he clarified like that they think they're different, and so it's more than just like, based on how he said it's more than just pick me behavior towards guys, because he was like, oh, I'm different, and like she feel like she's different than other girls and all that type of shit.
I feel like that's just a textbook definition of why Johns call other Johns pick me's, because they feel like they're different. It's like most dudes, I would think. Because they're just displaying qualities that most Johns would consider pick me.
Or you're saying that like the other Johns would think that they think they're different, but that John herself might not be saying that she thinks she's different.
Yeah, because that's usually how they call the pick me shits, when they could just be genuinely had that way of thinking, but just because it aligns with what males may like, they view it as a negative. Yeah. So it'll be bad for the Johns, but for dudes, like, usually redeeming qualities from the pick me's.
Yeah, because it depends on what we like, because just the pick me term has been used in situations where it's not even classified as pick me at all. Just because Johns pick it up and just start using it for any girl that agrees with any male ever.
Yeah.
So, like a genuine pick me, I would say like orange, like a genuine pick me. But if we're just using the broad term that all Johns use, it could be yellow, it could be even green if she agree. If quote unquote pick me. So yeah, I think that's a good spot.
What about you?
I would agree. I think the only issue with that is if it's not a genuine reason they're being a pick me, they're not different by just them generally being interested in whatever that topic is. If it's more so just to appeal to a group or appeal to guys for attention, that's when it becomes more of a problem. You're acting different, you're saying these things just so more guys take an interest in you. I could see that even pushing up to be careful, red flag.
Yeah, I'll fucking leave it at orange because this could be interpreted so many different ways. Just leave it at orange.
Not different at all. These girls are exactly the same as who they pretend they're not the same as. And I find
like what that reminds me of, what I'm thinking of with that is like a John that's super into like video games and anime, but never has been before.
Yeah, that's the one where I say like,
that's like, oh nah.
Where it come on
force. 2K.
Yeah, like you play,
she played 2K.
You play 2K. You talking about you do this and that.
Unironically, like, by herself, play 2K, trying to learn shit. Like, no, don't be doing all that.
Random shit. Like, oh, let's go pick up some girls together.
Okay,
like, that's like
I've never heard that one.
That's
I've heard some shit.
So wait,
why Johns be doing that, bro?
So you're not straight.
Let's go pick up some girls together.
Like there's a line where it's like, nah, bro. Like,
but I have heard John say like, oh, when I'm out with my dude, he see a fine bitch, shit, I'll look too with him. I've heard that.
Yeah, I've seen that. But
let's go pick them up together.
Pick up.
That would be crazy. That nigga got him.
Like you're too willing to appease a man or men, which might be bad. If it's disingenuous.
Actually tend to have more red flags than like the normal girls. Next, no sense of humor. I never judge a woman on her sense of humor. Most of them have shitty sense of humors. Like when was the last time a girl made you laugh, bro? Be honest. Exactly.
I'll say
we hold them to the same
for
standard.
Me.
We hold men too when it comes to humor.
Because I feel like if you have no like sense of humor, and like you could potentially take offense to some things I say, or you offended easily, or the sensitive type, and you don't really like can't pick up on certain jokes, like I'd rather not be with a John like that.
I'm taking it as they're just stale. They can't deliver jokes.
I'm probably thinking about it the same way you are. I'm not thinking about it like
they're getting offended or they're getting confused about what you're saying. I'm just thinking that they literally just can't make you laugh.
They're not funny themselves.
Unironically, they can't make you laugh,
But sense of humor, that's the sense of being able to find things funny or find the joke in things, though, ain't it?
It's both.
It's
finding things funny and being able to be funny yourself.
It's like I always met people that can laugh, but I haven't met a person that couldn't laugh, but I've met people that can't make me laugh unironically. So it's kind of when I think of that, I think of more.
Based off what I said, I would put it in red. That's how I thought.
Based on what you said, it would be higher. It would be red. But I'm like, I don't really meet Johns like that.
I've never met anyone that couldn't laugh.
Yeah, like with their sense of humor, just like they can't comprehend any of the jokes I'm saying, and they get offended most of the time. But if you're taking it literally like no sense of humor, then of course it would be red. But I'm taking it as like what I think of a John with no humor is like
literally they just can't deliver.
And jokes. That's like it's like orange, yellow.
And that's whatever.
So it's just however you interpret it. So literal, it's red, but non-literal, it's orange, yellow.
We're never gonna get a girlfriend, so I'll put this in yellow flag. Next up, we have ratchet friends. This is a major red flag.
That's dangerous.
This is danger, honestly.
That's dangerous.
This is dangerous, hell.
He's like lowballing it. This needs to be the top, bro.
Yeah,
you are dangerous. You're gonna be influenced regardless. There's a study on all this shit.
Yeah, that's danger. He lowballed this.
Will tell you so much about her personality, about how she thinks, and about her red flags and her tendencies. If she has 5 friends and they're all thoughts and they're all going to the club every day, she's going to be the 6th. If her friends have a lot of guys,
how's it not dangerous?
She's going to be the 6th.
How's it not dangerous?
Like that's communism.
Men, yes, we're the same, but it's not as much, right? You could have a guy who's kind of an outlier in the group. Like all the homies in the group are smoking weed and shit. He doesn't smoke weed. I've seen that. With women, it's never like that. Okay, they are identical to their friends' personality.
How does he not see that as
Active
dangerous?
on social media, so she has a full inbox of dudes hitting her up. She constantly posts on her stories and shit. This is a red flag. I'm not gonna put it at major.
So active. What is active? What are we declaring?
When I think of active, I think of like somebody who's trying to be an influencer. They're always saying,
That's a lot. That's a lot more than
That's
active.
above.
There's a
active.
bunch of girls who are on their stories discussing their days in life or saying this happened to me.
When
that
I
happened to
say
me.
That's
active,
extremes though.
That is extreme. That's what I'm thinking of active.
when I think of active, I think maybe consistent posts, but not trying to be an influencer.
Yeah.
Maybe just useless posts. It could be like useless, whatever they're doing, but they're just actively on it.
When I'm saying like they're trying to be an influencer, I'm saying they're posting as much as an influencer might post.
So daily.
Yeah, damn near daily, every other day.
Because I'm just thinking about my Instagram, my personal Instagram. When I see John post, they'll post maybe once every 2 weeks or once every week on their main shit, and then they'll post on their story like once every 2 days, 3 days, or something.
I'm talking about the ones that are posting like daily on
Every
the
day?
story and then
I don't think
regular
that. I don't think
posts.
active on because there's a lot of the majority of Johns are just like posting
Even
once or
every
twice.
2 days on posting on your story and shit.
Is
It
that
is a
the
picture of
metric?
themselves.
Is that the metric that once every 2 days we can use? Is that
on
active?
story.
Are they posting themselves or just posting in general?
Themselves.
In general.
Oh.
If they're posting themselves, that's different because that's like they're doing a recruitment
Fuck,
challenge.
in general,
I would say in general, like posting on their story like once every 2 days in general.
like whatever they
It may be like a main post every month or something.
A main post every month, that's active.
No, that's not active. I would say the story
low.
with the main post because most people don't post main posts. Just
I'm thinking
Like
of a
that
John
crazy.
post like once a week or bi-weekly main post, and the story like once a day, twice, or once every 2 days along those lines. That's how I view active.
we can do that.
can do that.
And that's to me is someone who damn near has a phone addict. Because to be able to post that much, you're monitoring the likes, you're doing all this stuff. I'll put that and stay away.
So you said once post a main.
Bi-weekly main post.
Weekly / bi-weekly main post on the story, whether it's Snapchat, Instagram, every other day. Posting themselves.
Let's not say we said post in general on story, not just themselves.
Okay, post in general.
I would say be careful. I
I'm
wouldn't
still
just
putting
say
that
stay away. Like I'm speaking for like people in general, kind of what they should do in this situation. Like be careful, but it's not just a deal breaker all the time. But for me, I would be a little more cautious and probably stay away. But
Just stay away from me.
I'm like, I want to talk for just
talk about for
in
you.
general. I want to talk in generalities though.
Where are you putting it?
For me, it would be I would stay away from that. But I just want to also, like, let's say our viewers are watching and they're like, damn, if that means I should just stay away. Like, no, not necessarily. Like, there's a lot of situations where that's common and it's not really that bad, but still be careful though. That's what I'm saying.
I just think someone who's active on social media more often than not has a phone addict or a phone addict.
So are we doing both or just our own opinion?
I'm saying both because I want
I was
to
just
give the
doing
people
my
who are
own
watching
opinion
it
this whole
actually
time.
some.
Yeah,
some shit.
I think I was just doing my own too, but I can
Doing
do
my own
both because I can understand how we may be extremists in some.
Because I literally said earlier, like for one of them, I was like, for me that would be stay away, but
Yeah.
I can see how people put it in be careful.
I
For
can
the two
start.
passive things, so
I can start doing both.
I've been doing both.
For me, I would stay away, but for I guess the masses general, I guess it could be just a red flag.
Yeah, I'm still saying stay away for both. Just because you're damn near a phone addict if you're on social media that much. You kind of have to be because you're checking on the notifications, you're posting.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, most people, when I'm thinking about the average person, most people are phone addicted just in general.
But if that's in stay away, then it's like, why wouldn't being active on social media be staying away?
Say again?
If phone addict isn't stay away, why wouldn't be active on social media stay away?
Because active on social media, I don't consider that the same as phone addict. Because phone addict means like you checking your shit all the time. But posting,
You damn near gotta be if you posting that active.
you don't
But the
gotta
thing
be.
is, you posting don't just mean you checking.
Yeah, checking is
How
like
often
you
is
care
someone
about
just
people.
posting and
You
going,
care
though?
about what celebrities going on with celebrities. You care about what's going on the internet. Like you actively looking at what's happening on social media versus you posting is like a different,
I can see the difference, but I just think the two
they're close.
have a lot of overlap. It's very rare that someone is super active on social media and they're not also a phone addict.
That's fair.
major red flag because like most girls are active on social media, but this is also attention seeking behavior, and trust me, when you date her, she's still going to have her backup options in her inbox. She's still going to post, because all social media is to a woman is an expression of her hypergamy. Her female nature thrives off of social media because she now has infinite access to men, and she can always upgrade from guy to guy if she's just patient enough and waits for the right guy with that verification tick to slide in her inbox. Next, has tattoos. Some women look hot with tattoos, but there's definitely a correlation between women with tattoos and bad mental health, trauma, promiscuity, and a lack of morals and values. I don't necessarily know why this is the case, but I definitely notice women with tattoos tend to lean closer to the devil than the ones who don't. So this is unfortunately a red flag. Next.
Think about that.
It depends on placement for me. It's some placement ones where it's like automatically.
Let's just say
What do you think about it in general?
first?
Tattoos in general is like, it's okay. It's not a deal breaker.
Yeah, for me, it's orange.
For me, it's yellow. Just in general.
Yeah, generally speaking, it's not red.
I just like orange at most.
Yeah, but when you get into placement, that's when you can make shit to danger.
Tramp stamp,
face
tat, neck tat,
chest piece as a John somehow. I don't know why you
big
got
ass
that.
chest on their tits.
Yeah,
I've never seen that in my life. Or actually, I've seen that probably once.
But yeah,
ass or like big on their ass or something.
Like besides the trashy ones, it's yeah.
I will say there's a correlation with the type of John that has tattoos. Like
Yeah,
there's a category of Johns that have tattoos.
Yeah, everybody with tattoos have a little bit of edge to them.
Yeah,
girl or guy. So yeah, keep that in mind.
We have loud. You know, some women just like to talk so fucking loud, and it's annoying. Like, you'll be saying some shit and then she'll just try to talk over you, and she's always fucking yapping and shit. This is more annoying than it is a red flag, so I'm gonna put the loud girl at orange flag.
It is annoying more than actually just the worst shit ever.
I don't have too much experience talking to loud Johns. So
just think about how
if
you
I'm
would
just thinking about it.
If you would want like that or not.
I'm trying to think of trying to get my definition of loud down.
I don't know. When I think of loud, I think of just like extra, like loud and just unnecessarily just talking loud.
Can you tell me?
Or laughing loud.
I'd probably say orange.
That's like an orange.
Like when I think of loud,
calm down. I feel like they make them calm down.
When I think of loud, I think of like.
Because some people just naturally are just louder, and it could become annoying. I think that's what he's talking about.
I think of just a John, like an example is a John just coming to the crib, your homie's there, it's late at night, and she making a lot of noise. Or even just like in the morning, screaming, making all types of noise when it's not necessary. You know, people are around. Like, that's what I think of loud, and I'll put that like orange.
Competitive. So if you notice that a woman is competitive, this is the biggest sign that she has a lot of masculine energy. When it comes to things like sports, video games, money, academics, like if she's always trying to one-up you. Me personally, I feel like this is just them trying to be men, which is a product of the modern day. I'm not hating on it, but it's like, do you want to date a girl who's competitive and has masculine energy? I would rather be the competitive one with masculine energy, and I would rather her have the nurturing feminine side. So I don't really like competitive women personally. It turns me off. This is a red flag. Next up, problematic.
So he's doing it based on what he thinks.
Because he put competitive problem. Wait.
No, he just said competitive.
That was competitive problematic. No, he just put competitive.
I wouldn't say that's. I would say that's orange.
I say it's damn near yellow. I don't really care. Competitive.
Like, I don't even know what does he even mean.
Just like, I guess if y'all playing a game and she just competitive and don't want to lose, that's yellow. I don't care.
Yellow.
I thought he kind of explained it just like competitive in life.
In life? I thought he said like sports.
Wait, let me go back a little bit. See what
do you say?
But it's like, do you want to date a girl who's competitive and has masculine energy? I would rather be the competitive. Things like sports, video games, money, academics. Like if she's always trying to one-up you. Me personally, I feel like this is just them trying to be rather her have the
John not gonna beat me anyway.
It's like
John ain't gonna beat me, so it's okay.
This is probably
Yeah.
The
Okay, like
biggest
that
thing you
movie.
should look
Yeah,
out
it's
for
just-
before deciding whether you should commit to a woman.
Did you
Is she
skip forward?
problematic?
Yeah.
Biggest
Yeah,
the
'cause
red
we
flag.
put
Oh, yeah,
Next up,
problematic.
problematic communist flag. This is probably the
vague.
biggest thing you should look out for before deciding whether you should commit to a woman.
I would still say
Is she
communist, more
problematic?
stay away.
Is she always causing drama? Or does she give you peace of mind? Do you feel at peace when
that
you're
was
with
kinda
her?
like
Do you feel
obvious.
relaxed when you're with her? Some women are just so problematic, they can't keep their hands out of trouble, and these girls are just horrible to deal with. Clingy. I have a soft spot for clingy girls. Because let's be honest, bro, it's kind of an ego boost when a girl's clingy, hitting you up and blowing up your phone all the time. But when it comes to the longevity of a relationship, if a girl is extremely clingy, she tends to have a lot of issues, and the relationship is more likely to fizzle out and die down very quickly. You definitely want her to be passionate on her end, but not to the point where she's just clingy and never leaving you alone and always wondering where you are. But personally, I'm gonna put it in orange flag. You may appreciate the fact that she's
I'll put that in. That may be red, just like on the bottom tier of red though.
Why?
Cause like clingy, I feel like unless you're a nigga that just like your ego stroked hella, just like that shit, like the what's the word?
Validation.
Validation, but it's the other one. I can't think of it. But unless you just like,
Self-esteem.
no, something where you need reassurance.
Reassurance.
Yeah, unless you just need that. Because clingy, I've dealt with that to the point where it can get annoying. And it goes past the point of like just showing interest, just calling hella or acting crazy when niggas don't answer the phone or text back slow, or that shit is a red flag.
I feel like it depends. Like all these things, there's kind of different levels and definitions that we have. Because when I'm thinking of clingy, because there's clingy and then there's like clingy and they get mad if you don't reciprocate. 'Cause I know there's some jobs where they get clingy, but then like if you don't necessarily feed into it every time, they don't care and they just keep being clingy. But there's some that are clingy and if you don't be the same way back, they'll get mad. So if I'm just like, talking straight clinginess without the mad part or like extra shit on top of it, I'll put like orange. But if it's like clingy and they get upset, like if you don't answer the phone and they wonder where you at, like that type of shit, then that's like damn near stay away.
Yeah, if it's just regular clingy, I'd say orange as well.
clingy initially, but give it a couple months and you're going to get very annoyed and tired of it. Next, we have career oriented, and I'm going to put this at red flag, and the reason I'm not putting it any higher is because in this day and age,
Career oriented.
That's a yellow flag to me. I don't. If she's doing everything she's supposed to do, like I don't.
Yeah, I think that's the yellow.
Yeah, pursue whatever you're passionate in.
Put that orange.
things have
Why you
changed.
put it
A
on
lot of
orange?
women
Because there can be some conflict of interest, like let's say in the future one her to stay home with the kids at some point. That could be a little bit of conflict of interest of her taking her career more seriously than thinking the kids should get properly raised. And she's like, why would I do that when I'm have a career and I want to do these type of things? But I'm like, the kids are more important than that. So I can see that having a little bit of conflict, but it's not guaranteed to be the case. So yeah, I see that.
It just depends, like what career they're in and how much time they have, and if they're doing everything else outside of the career.
Yeah.
need to be career oriented. A lot of families need both parents working. But again, a woman can have a job and not necessarily be career oriented. She can have a career but still be more relationship oriented than career oriented, given that the man is doing his part and making most of the money. But if a woman is extremely competitive and values her career and her money over a relationship, you're always going to feel like there's something missing in the relationship. So I would personally always
it's
go
over
for a
the relationship, I'll put that
relationship-oriented
red.
woman, one who thinks more about
Because here's how I view it. It should be the way I view it. Some viewers may not agree, I may not agree, but it's God, health, and if you're with this person long term, marriage, that's next. Career after family and all of that. So if it's over that, that's a conflict in what I even just view how you should structure your life.
Oh, what, career over God? Yeah.
No, career over relationship or marriage or whatever you're in long term, that's when it's actually not good at all in my eyes. And I'll put that at red. I'll put that maybe even stay away.
Yeah. It just depends on the degree.
The way he just said career over relationship. If it's just a regular boyfriend and girlfriend situation, I can see that just being like red or orange maybe. But if it's like a long term, you guys are moving towards marriage, or like you said, they're about to have kids, and it's still that way, stay away, bro.
You don't want her prioritizing that job over some kids, your future.
Me and the relationship than her fucking job. Next up, we have withholds femininity, and we're talking about initially, right? When you first meet a woman. If she's withholding femininity, it's completely normal because, you know, you're not gonna expect a girl to clean and cook for you on the first fucking week of meeting her. But at the same time, you should also be withholding your masculinity until she earns it. Some of you guys are trying to be romantic and take her out and do all this masculine shit and show her how much of a man you are when she hasn't earned any of that treatment. So I'll put withholds femininity at yellow flag. Next, we have attention.
So she
His definition
she doesn't
was-
act feminine off gate.
His definition, he said cook and clean, but that's not. That's what he represented as withholding femininity.
So she
I
doesn't
thought he
do,
meant
like,
how she act.
Feminine duties more than
Feminine
withhold her
duties.
femininity, because she can act feminine,
Yeah.
but he's talking about like withhold her feminine duties for the most part, which is like yellow. If it's just off gate, but if at some point,
He said off gate, so
yeah.
yellow.
He framed that one weird though.
Attention seeker, this is going straight to communist flag. Women who are attention seekers are selfish. They're gonna try their best to consume and drain as much attention out of you without giving you any intimacy and romance and connection. You're gonna feel scammed. She's probably doing this with many other guys as well. This type of girl loves to go out and club and dress promiscuously to get attention. Next, we have piercings, and I'm just gonna put this right next to tattoos for
That's
the
a
exact
yellow
same
for me.
reason. Next up,
Unless he means
certain areas.
yeah.
But if we
I'm
talk
just
about
talking
piercing in
just
general,
piercing in general, yellow.
let's say piercings in general outside of ears. So that
So
could
like
be
nips,
nips,
belly
tongue,
button.
nose, belly button.
If it's
That's
nips,
red.
If it's nips, it's red.
Nips,
Nips
belly
is-
button.
If it's
red.
nips, it's red.
Yeah. Nips
If
is-
we go
yeah.
outside of ears, then I'm going red.
Which red? Just red, straight red? Be careful.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, just straight red.
It gets crazy. Like if it's fucking tongue,
Tongue and all types
Tongue
of
is literally stay away. Don't
Yeah.
cooch
don't
pierce.
don't cook that.
Which
shit.
pierce is I wouldn't even
danger.
talk. I would be like, yeah.
Cooch pierce is danger.
Bro,
And
she
here's
has
the
a-
thing:
That
somebody
shit is crazy.
If she has a tongue ring, nipple rings, bro. Stay
Cooch,
away.
Cooch is like the craziest one to me.
cooch is ridiculous. It's unheard of. I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like anything that's in the communists, I'm straight off you entirely. But some of these other things, if you have this, I'm just dictating what type of relationship I want to give you. Whether you just like in rotation, I don't do that no more. But back in the day, in rotation, like you could be in that, or like maybe once every while, you could be in that.
I was just saying without even just fuck you or not. I wasn't even thinking that deep. Literally, relationship is the communist is relationship. Then all the other shit, just no. The communist is you wouldn't get a relationship at all,
Yeah.
and then the other shit is still fuckable potentially.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically how I view it too.
plays video games, major red flag. You know, most guys have a dream of having a gamer girl because they're fucking gamers themselves and they want to date this girl who plays video games. Unfortunately, bro, you have the completely wrong idea of what
How
a girl.
much is she playing the
Or
games?
is she
And what
playing
game?
like Angry Birds?
Or
on
is
her
she playing
phone?
Hello Kitty?
Or is she playing 2K?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
that's yeah. That's,
I guess the yellow. I guess.
If it's just games in general, it's like
plays video games.
it
is
don't
gay.
matter.
everybody be playing games. Maybe orange, fuck it.
It could
Like,
be
just to go to
Monopoly.
something
masculine
bad.
hobbies
Monopoly
like video
on the
games and
computer.
shit. Like, there's nothing wrong with her playing
Solitaire
video
chess.
games
That's
every
what I'm
now and then,
saying.
but like, if she's hella obsessed trying to reach prestige master in Call of Duty or trying
He
to
just be
fucking
making the
rack
most
up
extreme
riches
of
and
all of these,
Fortnite,
like,
I hate to break
of
it to
course
you,
is you
but this
trying to
girl is
be a
going to care
prestige
more about the
master.
video game than the relationship with you, and it's pretty
Nah, nah,
strange
we're on
because
2K.
a lot of women just
Like,
play
all of
video
these could
games for the
potentially
male
get to
attention
red.
component, because video games
Or
are
be
filled with
danger,
men. Like, when they
depending
hop
on
on the
the
lobby or when
severity
they
of
hop on the call, it's always going to be dudes
Yeah.
playing with them. It's rarely ever going to be other girls. So I feel like that's also another way they just want to rack up male attention. Next up, bad conversation skills. I'm going to put this at orange flag because if you're going for a really hot girl, chances are she's going to have bad convo skills because she's never had to develop her charisma or her conversation skills. She's just going to get everything based on her looks. If you really value
Bad combo.
mm,
I guess that's because like it could just be just social awkwardness, just lack of Just reps.
I'll put yellow just because I feel like you can dictate how well the conversation is based on how you are responding and asking questions. So you could, even though they're bad and have skills, you can kind of give them a lob, and it's almost so obvious where they gotta start having good combo. But I can see it getting annoying if you always feel like you gotta give them a lob or ask certain questions for them to get more information.
I'd say orange. I'd agree.
See, I was about to go red, just because like when it comes to bad conversation later on, if you keep messing with them, that can lead to them not bringing up certain stuff and just not knowing how to communicate their feelings or not knowing how to communicate certain things. So then it can lead to problems just down the line. So it's still like a be careful. It's still like a be careful in that situation. Like if she can't really communicate well, that's iffy a little bit. Like let's say there's a problem, she don't say it developed into something else. That's to be careful to me.
Yeah, long term for sure. I would say red. Short term, early on, this is not something you're trying to take seriously. Yellow, it don't matter. You don't care about information.
Value having the type of conversation where you're going back and forth, and both you and the woman.
Y'all said y'all not touching anything in danger, like even drilling them, because I think that's what both of you said.
I think I probably misspoke. Anything on here can get fucked.
But I just anything on here.
Yeah, any category can get fucked.
Yeah. I was like, too many guy friends, I would hit a child with too many guy friends.
Yeah, relationship shit. This is where
yeah.
It would have to be somewhere yellow to even be thought about.
Yeah.
For real.
Or in a flow state, just go for an ugly girl then. Obviously, guys, I'm just playing, but next up we have doesn't reciprocate, and this is going to be a red flag for the exact same reason as mixed signals. Next up we have simp.
What? Isn't that just danger? She doesn't fuck with you.
Yeah, danger.
She don't like you.
Yeah, danger. She doesn't reciprocate. That's terrible. That's danger.
If you're in a relationship that y'all don't reciprocate
at all,
that even a relationship at that point?
Get out of there. It's danger. You tripping. Wigging out.
Over celebrities. I feel like every girl does this to an extent. You know, some girls are harmless with it. They just have.
They may need to make a new one above danger.
But if she's just like always around you, blatantly fucking talking about celebs and how hot they are, and like you feel like, damn, like if this guy was here in the room with us right now, she would jump and leave me in a second. Okay, we know this is true for all women, but like, can she at least be less obvious about it? So I'll put this at orange flag. You know?
That gotta be.
That's the worst take of this whole.
What?
Vid.
That gotta be communist.
How's that orange?
That's the worst take of this whole vid easily.
Bro, what are you talking? With the description you just said, you still threw her at orange?
I don't know. Is this a list just straight for relationship criteria, or is this like?
That's what I'm assuming. Yeah.
Based on how he's saying it, that's how.
If he's saying his relationship, that definitely got to be danger.
That's extreme danger. John talking about like, oh, this dude, if he's here, he's taking me.
So you rather put competitive in red, but simps over celebs in orange?
Here's the thing. Some of these things he's saying, like, oh, in the beginning when you first meet them, if they're this, that. Like, this is yellow, this right. It's got to be clear cut. Is this in the relationship? Or is it right before the relationship? This talking stage? What the hell is going on?
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff in this video where it's kind of hard to narrow it down to what he's actually, or what type of relationship and all that.
Is this before you give her the relationship? I think that would make the most sense.
I think he's explaining it bad, but I kind of understand just off of hearing what he's saying. But I think he explains it bad overall. But I think he means like during the relationship or like going into a relationship with her.
Because he's talking about multiple situations for each of these. But regardless, any situation, simps over celebs got to be danger.
Nigga, I don't care if you just met the bitch 5 minutes ago.
It's not a complete deal breaker, but it's just like, fuck off. Next up, has a big ego. This is a major red flag because women with big egos are always going to think that they're better than you. They're always going to feel entitled to your effort and your attention, and you're never going to feel like they're grateful to be present with you or anything like that. Unfortunately, because of social media, every woman has a huge ego, even if she's a fucking 4, because they're getting attention from men at record rates we've never seen before. Next, we have nymphomaniac, and all this means is a woman who has a really high sex drive. Those kinds of women tend to be promiscuous and ran through and have extremely high body counts, so communist flag. Next up, drug
because women is absurdly high. It probably is associated with some of those lifestyle choices.
Something definitely happened where it's higher.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean she's ran through. It could just be experience where she was in a relationship and was made to be hypersexual, which is still like a negative in some ways. But
Y'all want to give an exact, like, she wants to fuck once a day. Man, is that like...
That's not an nymphomaniac.
That's not
Was that
crazy.
like
That's
every...
seem regular for relationships,
Yeah.
probably. Once a day.
Was it
Yeah,
like
that ain't
5
nothing.
times a day?
For a nymphomaniac, it had to be something extreme.
something like that, like
Yeah.
5 times a day?
something like that.
extreme where it's ridiculous.
How do you even live in life?
So that's the metric we're using 5 times a day?
3 times a day.
And he says these things and makes conclusions about other things based on them. Like how he said, if
He's
she wants to fuck
assuming.
this much, she's probably been ran
He's
through. Probably just
assuming.
that. So
I'm
are we
taking that
saying
at
it in
face
a
value.
vacuum, or are we saying it?
Vacuum.
Okay, if it's in a vacuum and she has everything else correct, she's not ran through, and she wants to fuck 5 times a day, I probably put
3
it
times.
3 times a day.
Yeah.
I'll probably put that in like probably just red. Be careful.
Yeah, but that be careful.
Yeah, red, be careful.
Addict, communist flag.
One nigga saying, oh, bro, yellow, y'all tripping.
Probably promiscuous. You don't want to be dating a girl who's low vibrational doing drugs.
Drug
Do I
addict,
even have to
yeah.
explain this
No
one?
need to
Stuff,
pause.
high body count.
Addicts.
communist
High body
flag
count,
again.
no need to
Yeah,
pause.
yeah.
Women
Speed
cannot
run.
pair bond with men unless they have a low body count. The studies make it abundantly clear
Danger.
if she has a
Makes
high
you
body
feel
count,
weak.
she's more likely to cheat. She's more likely to be dissatisfied in the relationship. She's more likely to
We
be
get it.
unhappy with her own life, and she's infinitely more likely to have mental health issues. Next up, makes you feel weak, and I'm gonna explain what this means. There are some women that you're gonna come across in your life where you're gonna have a conversation with them, you're gonna take them out on a date, but pay attention to how you feel after it, because there are some women you're gonna talk to, you're gonna go home and you're gonna think something feels off. Like I don't feel more rejuvenated. I don't feel like more of a man after talking to her. I feel like my energy is drained. Pay attention to your energetic state. It's going to tell you whether you're compatible with this girl, and it's gonna tell you whether the right masculine to feminine dynamic has been established. So I'm gonna put this at major red flag.
Do you want to see how much money
Just
you're
like
eligible
that,
for?
sober.
Do y'all agree with that last one? Makes you feel weak. I don't even know how to.
I think he's
quantify
just
it.
saying, like, draining you, being around her drains
Yeah.
you.
So yeah, stay away.
Stay away.
If she's draining you, then yeah, stay away.
Damn, I wish I wanted to freeze frame the last shit.
You can go back right now.
Gotta play this shit.
Just push the back button.
It's time for
Yeah,
another
yeah,
tier
pause it.
list video, guys. Attention to how you feel after it, because there are some women rejuvenated. I don't feel energetic state. Feel into
Do you want to see how much money you're
You
eligible
never
for?
placed it? I'll just go to the.
I've never seen
Drag
you
the
two
whole
even
shit.
do what just happened. Dragging the timeline is crazy.
Oh,
'Cause there are
okay.
Good enough. You know where you placed it, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, he wigging with the Simps over celebrities.
Yeah, that's the
That's the
biggest
most
one I
crazy.
disagree
For
with.
the most part, he's probably like 80 to
Has
90%
tattoos, has
accurate.
piercings. He's wigging. a
80
little
to
bit.
90% accurate.
But the thing is, like, the hat tattoo has I could see, I know how he's thinking with
Yeah.
that. And I,
Because he always
so
puts
I
it
wouldn't
on the
even,
extreme.
I
So
wouldn't
of
even
course-
fault him for the only ones I'm faulting him for is Simps or celebs, you have no ground to stand on with that. I don't understand how that's orange. And everything else,
plays video games, being a
yeah, that's a
red,
little, that's a little.
stay away. Is like, but he always takes it to some of them. He just takes it to the extreme of the worst possible outcome. So of course it can be up there.
Yeah.
They addicted to it or something.
But for the most part, he's pretty accurate.
That's what I'm saying.
Let
Like
us know what
80,
y'all
90%.
Yeah, let us know what y'all think. If y'all agree with our opinions, what was our hot takes? And yeah, y'all got anything?
If y'all want us to do a list like this, leave it down in the comments. Leave a like, and we'll do one.
And also, he made a green flags version. Let us know if y'all want us to do that one. And, yeah. Peace.
Peace.